You were never meant to work a job that it feels like you're selling your soul for. You were never meant to be in this timeline where your life force energy is depleted because you feel trapped and you feel like you have to be trapped in this in order to survive. It's this cycle, this hamster wheel that is not living, but is also very possible to exit. There's just a process that has to be done and has to be followed. And I know that if you're watching this, it is finding you at the right time, in the right place, and that you probably feel like you're meant for more in your life. You probably have this urge, this soul calling that just has not gone away. And you're looking at your circumstances and your commitments, and you're like, how could I ever leave this? How could I ever get out of this timeline and switch over to the timeline where I feel super soul aligned and fulfilled? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm here in Italy on this horse farm that I am living on at the moment and have been living on for a few months now. My van arrived yesterday. If you know my story, it broke down in Austria, and then the universe brought me back here, which is just wild. And so now my van is officially towed here. I didn't mention this yesterday, but when it got towed here from Austria, the last minute they were like, oh, we can't deliver it to the farm. And so then some of the neighbors here in this community ended up towing it the rest of the way, which was just like 15 minutes. The roads are too narrow. Maybe I did say that, I don't remember. But they were able, oh, it was in the other video the day before they had got here. So our neighbors got it here, which is so nice to have community in this wonderful, beautiful village here in Italy, and just to have the support of my friends here who are like, don't worry, like we've got you, we got a plan, it's gonna be fine. And it really, that was that message that day, was don't worry, like don't stress, because everything is working out perfectly. Even though it looks chaotic, it's all working out perfectly. And so the way that I got to this specific timeline, which I feel very soul aligned in, where, you know, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm making money, doing what I love, talking about what I love, helping people in the topics that I love with spirituality and manifestation and health. And this was not my reality a year ago. A year ago, I was in the job that was barely paying me enough to pay my bills, really not even enough. And, you know, I was happy in ways, but I was feeling like I was just in Groundhog Day. I was feeling like I, you know, wanted to experience more. And if I didn't experience more, that I would just waste my life away. And so what happened was this process of, you know, we talked about trust falling and moving towards what I do want. And what I wanted was to travel and be able to live on my own terms. I didn't want to have to like wake up at a certain time just to go to the gym and then to hurry to work and then to, you know, be thinking of how to get out of the job while I'm at the job, but then be feeling guilty because I'm not focused on the job. I'm focused on getting out of the job, and then, you know, trying to work the job, but then I'm resenting the job, and then I'm not doing a good job, and then I'm feeling bad because I'm not doing a good job or my best job because I'm focused on doing something else. And so it was just a cycle of being, you know, never fulfilled and never satisfied with my reality. And so if that is relatable, there is a way out. And that's the really important thing to note, is like you're not stuck. And it is scary. It can be very, very scary to consider, you know, leaving without another branch to swing to. Sometimes, very often, people will be able to build the business, the next thing, and then swing into that from their job. For me, that was not the case. How do I explain this? So I talked about the pendulum swinging thing the other day. Like, I had one of my friends doing that. It's kind of like muscle testing, but pretty much you're like holding a necklace or a pendulum and you're asking questions and you're setting like what's yes and what's no, and then it sways one way for yes and another way for no. You can do it with a flame. You can do it like with your body, either like leaning forward or leaning back or leaning side to side with your eyes closed. And like there's different ways to receive guidance that way. Those things stopped working for me because I was guided to knowing that I need to do it on my own. And for almost 5 years, I was trying to build something while I was in my job that could, be the next branch to swing to so that I never had to be branchless. But for me, and I'm not advising anybody to do this unless it's your soul calling, for me, one of the messages that I kept receiving was you have to just trust this process. If it's not fulfilling you and you don't have another option to go towards where your soul is calling you. My soul was calling me to come travel, to sell everything and to leave my job, to leave my home, to leave everything behind, my belongings, and to just follow that calling. And then when you follow that calling, everything lines up for you. And there will be periods of time where your old subconscious beliefs manifest into physical perceived reality to challenge you to say, are you sure? Are you sure this is going to be okay? And are you sure you can live this life? Like, aren't you sure you should go back to like where it's safe, like getting a job and working for someone else and having the benefits, and stop with your silly dreaming? Why is that part of our conditioning? You're an infinite being. You are a spiritual infinite being having a human experience. You are capable of anything. You are capable of fully healing your body. You are capable of infinite abundance. You are capable of tremendous love. You are capable of so much. But you've been conditioned to think that you aren't. And so you have to decondition your mind and give yourself evidence to know that this is possible. And maybe this video is lighting something up and giving you evidence. Maybe there are other examples that you can give your mind and say, well, this person did this. This person did this. It's possible for me. We have to give the mind a little nudge to start rewiring. So it's like, okay, it's possible for somebody else. Why not me? What story comes up when you say, why not me? And be like, oh, wait, that's a bunch of bullshit. And then you can rewire it from there. And then the next layer will come up. And it will tell you another story. Well, you're not smart enough. You're not ambitious enough. You don't have to be any of those things. You just have to follow your joy, your curiosity, and trust the process. The concept of transurfing, the book Transurfing, quantum manifestation, using the quantum field, using your free will, is really what has allowed me to move into a reality that I didn't even know possible. Like I still don't understand this whole experience, and I don't think I'm meant to, but on a New Year's Eve, I made a vision board for this year, and I put so many horses on it. Like there's like probably 4 or 5 different photos of horses and horse farms and a van and all this stuff. And I just was like, I don't know, like, okay, maybe I like want some horses in my life. I don't know. And I let it go. I was like, okay, well, if this is for my highest good, I'd choose it. And then the universe just plopped me here. And it's that concept of choosing what you want. What is it that you want right now? Like, name it out loud. I'm sure you want financial abundance, but that's not enough in this concept of trying to use this process. We're not going to say, I want more money. What is it that will fulfill your money needs, your health, your happiness, your love, your joy? What timeline fulfills that? And choose that. Maybe it's a career, maybe it's a place that you're living, maybe it's a type of person in your life, but get more specific and then choose that. Simply say, I choose this with my free will and my complete knowing in the oneness that we all are, in the infiniteness that I am. And then I surrender to the process of getting there. I choose that the process of getting there is done with ease and grace, but I allow it to be what it is for my highest good. I choose to be downloaded with the lessons that are needed to be learned, and I choose to surrender to the lessons that need to be learned in this physical perceived reality. And so it is. And every time I do this, a lot of shit happens, but it's wonderful. So when crazy stuff is happening, when things are falling apart, maybe you do this process and then, you know, you're presented the opportunity to leave your job like I was, or you're presented the opportunity to leave your home like I was, and that ends up ending your relationship like it did for mine. It's all for your highest good because you are selecting what you want. You are selecting your most soul-aligned life. You don't have to be unhappy anymore. You don't have to settle anymore. You can have everything that you want that is soul aligned. Another freaking spider on my hand. A spider bit my crotch the other day in one of these videos, but I don't think this one bit me. I just really want you to know this, that you came to Earth for a really important reason. You are here for a reason. And I don't think that that reason is to work a job that feels like it's draining you of your life force energy. That life force energy is your soul. And when you start to fill it up, you start to bring through the divine, you start to bring through your purpose, you start to make the world a better place, you start to have your most exciting and fulfilling life, and it's just so possible to you. So choose that. Maybe you just choose it now. I choose my most soul-aligned life and I surrender everything else. And then commit to following the joy and following the curiosity. And when something doesn't feel like that, looking at it and saying, what is this? This is the unconscious. Yesterday I was triggered by a comment made in my real world. Not even a real world, but like not the internet world. And it was something about just being a pretty girl. And that's why people listen to me. And I was like, excuse me? And then I remembered that I created that. I attracted that conversation. I brought that out in that person to say that to me so that I could see what was still laying within my subconscious, within my beliefs. And then I was able to look at it and be like, oh, that's not true. That's not true at all. Like, I know that I have had these experiences on earth, that I've been through these things in my own perceived reality to learn my lessons, to evolve in the ways that I needed to evolve, and then to share them online with other people. It's my gift, and it's valuable, and it's important, and it's special to me in my experience, and it's much more than just physical appearance. And so it was a process of working through the trigger, looking at the truth, looking at how I created it, looking at why it came up, looking at how it happened for me. The whole thing was happening for me, and how if I were to just blame them and be like, why would you say that? Like, that's not going to help me get anywhere. But to see that that was happening for my own evolution, to help me in my path of going to my chosen timeline. And so that's an example of how when you choose where you want to go, these things will come up to either allow you to move back in time and to continue the victim story, to continue the powerless story, to continue whatever it is that the story is for you that is keeping you in the timeline that is not as fulfilling as you possibly could have. And then you get to choose to bring the truth through it. The truth is just that, you know, you are worthy, you are love, you are infinite abundance. And anything that is not in alignment with that is not the truth. It is conditioning. And you have the potential to rewire that and to alchemize that and to bring the truth through that. So that's the message for today. Hopefully it's not too windy. I'm trying to hold you against the wind or away from the wind. I'm gonna go say hi to Roto before we end this. Hopefully I don't fall. Hi, Roto. Roto's the baby horse here, which you guys have seen in quite a few videos recently. I love him. I love baby animals. That's my thing. Hi. Oh. Sweet angel. Sweet angel. Hi, baby. How are you? You are so sweet. Oh. I need to show you guys who Ladybug is. She's my absolute favorite, and we've been breeding her. And when she has her baby, I'm really in love with Roto, but I'm gonna be really, really, really in love with that baby. And Ladybug can't really be ridden, but I was told that I can start riding her, which is very exciting. It's okay to be ridden, but not for strangers. Roto, we say bye? So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment saying hello to baby Roto or whatever else you would like to say. Oh. And hello, one moment. Hi, Liz. Let's try to hold this way. And if you'd like to sign up for one of my programs, we have 21 days to rewire your mind. Oh, don't step on me. I'm just a human. I'm just a small human. Roto, please. Anyway, 21 days to rewire your mind, 21 days to get to know your divine guidance. Those are two different programs. Divine guidance is live right now. We're on day 6, and then 21 days to rewire your mind is kind of like the process of what we're talking about here. It's choosing your chosen timeline. It allows you to heal your nervous system, to rewire your mind so that you can live your most soul-aligned life. And divine guidance allows you to start to access that heart space communication with your angels and guides, your intuition, your higher self, so that you can ask the questions like, is this job the best thing for me? Is this reality the best thing for me? Is this relationship the best thing for me? Is this living situation the best thing for me? And then going from there. It's a steep hill. I'm really glad that he didn't just smash my toes because I came out here in flip-flops again. But I'm gonna go maybe help with the horses down there and start the day. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you so much for being here with me along this journey. In 2 weeks, a week and a half, I'll be back in Switzerland, going to a wedding. One of my cousin's weddings is there, and I'll see some family. And then the plan was to go to Spain in the beginning of July in my van to see my best friend and her new baby and her baby in her belly, but we'll have to see because the van does not drive at the moment. So we're gonna try to figure that out. But thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.